So today will be a similar thing to what we've been doing, but it's going to be mixed numbers. I think I had mentioned that yesterday. That was my guess, and my memory was correct. So I haven't lost it yet. But we have mixed numbers today, filling the board. We're first going to try to make them into decimals, and then we'll talk about making mixed numbers into percentages. Mixed numbers into decimals is pretty easy. I think we may have even done this before. If we haven't, it's going to be pretty natural. Can anybody turn any of these mixed numbers into decimals, or can anybody give us a little bit of info about how to do it?
3.5.
This is just 3.5.
Because 1/2 is 0.5.
Yeah. So, okay, so back to basics here. We're copying the whole number. We're throwing a decimal on there. And then, how did you say you made a decimal fraction?
1/2.
Yeah, you were thinking about something from your,
Head
yeah, from the
memory. Like chart.
the chart. If it's not a fraction that's from the chart, how can we make a decimal a fraction? Again, we've done that a lot. We talked about it today.
Divide.
Just divide. We can take the bottom into the top. So that's our scheme on this first topic. If you have a mix and you need a decimal, just copy the whole number, throw a decimal in the middle of the thing, and then the decimal becoming a fraction, do whatever you're most comfortable with. If you know it from the chart, great. Bottom into top, great. So for this one, how's 4 2/5 going to go?
4.4.
It is 4.4. We copy the 4, we throw in a decimal. If you still remember 2/5 is 0.4, you're done. If you don't remember 2/5 is 0.4, you're going to have a little bit of dividing to do in your life. 1 3/8. Same kind of thing. How's 1 3/8 going to play out? False alarm. Good. It is. So 1 gets copied, a point gets inserted, and then 3/8. If you know it's 375, hit it. If you don't know it's 375, take 8 into 3.0, divide, divide, divide. It'll play out. That's category 1. Question about category 1. Okay, category 2, we're going to take mixed numbers and turn them into percentages. Does anybody know, not even an exact answer, let's say on this one, but about how much is this going to play out to be? Anybody have like a ballpark of 3 5/6? About how much?
3.83 was the word of
That would be the decimal, but we're going all the way now to percentages. Once we land all the way on a percentage, about how much are we going to get out of a percentage on that one? Anything that starts with a 3, say. Anybody have an idea on how much of a percentage?
over 300%.
Over 300%. If I go to do this one, this would have to be something over 400%. What's going to happen on these is every whole number is going to give you how much? What's every whole number going to be worth? We said this was going to be in the 400s, this is going to be in the 300s, because every whole is worth 100. Every whole number is going to give you 100% at a time. So if your thing starts with a 7, go 700 something. If your thing starts with a 3, go 300 something. Other than that, it's a repeat of what you did on GG. Okay, so what we need to do here is worry about what the 3/4 would be. So how much of a percentage is 3/4 going to be? What would you do with 3/4 if you saw it last night?
Make it 75.
Make it 75%. How did you do that?
I just from the chart.
From the chart. Okay, so one way we can continue, one skill from set GG is turn this into a decimal, and then the decimal moves 2 to the right. So this 3/4 is going to be worth 75. The only difference today is every whole number gives you 100. So instead of just 3/4 giving you 75, like we just did 25 problems of it a minute ago, this would give you 475%, because every whole gives you 100. So 5/6. If you know 5/6 from the chart, we could do it. Does anybody know what 5/6 is from the chart? 0.83 with a line on the 3. If we bounce that twice, then what is it?
83.3.
83.3
The line of the 3.
still has a line on the 3. But don't forget, there was a 3 there. And what did we say the 3 was going to do for us? 300. So 3 gives us 300. Add that onto this, our grand total would be
383.3.
383.3 with a line on it, percent. Okay, not everybody's going to know every chart problem. So again, if we want to divide with 5/6, if you forget your chart, what would be the division system on this? Who would be out?
6.
6. Bottom's always out. Top, though, isn't just 5. If we're making these percentages, we make the 5 a
50.
500.
500. Because percentages always, somehow, percentages have to use 100. Percents are all about the 100. If we divided 6 into 500, you get 80, whatever, you get the 83 again. Let me go over to this column, let's finish these. So if I want to turn these into percentages, what would this one be if I bounced it into a percentage? $350%. If somebody said 35, why would that be a crazy answer for this one?
Well, because these are full numbers.
It's a whole number. The 3's got to give us
100.
hundreds. So we've got to get 300 something. So this, before we even get the answer, the 4 is going to mean we have to get something that's like, roughly how big?
400.
400 something. So bounce this decimal twice, 400 what? Say it louder. 440, you agree? This, because of the 1, we're going to have to get an answer that's like 100 something. So bounce the decimal twice, 100 what? 137.5. So again, this is going to be up to you on the one group, how you want to do it. The ones where we're making percentages, and half the homework will make decimals, half the homework will want percentages. The ones that are making percentages, you could either still make it a decimal to bounce twice, or you could just divide. You could also maybe use the name changer machine. It's like set GG again. The only difference today is there's these whole numbers. So for the decimal answers, just copy the whole numbers. For the percentage answers, every whole number makes 100%. See how that goes. Question about what the lesson's about. Okay, we're going to 2 different pages because we're practicing 2 different skills. So we're going to do the 217 letters. The 217 letters are going to work this decimal world. And then we're also going to do the 227 letters. The 227 letters are going to work this percentage world. We're not going to do a page of 1 to 25 because the letters are pretty long. There's an A to L on the one page, there's an A to N on the other page, so the letters alone add up to be, close to 30 problems.